the grade that you would give the Rangers throughout the first half of the season. Of course, they're going to take on the Marlins. The Marlins have a few more wins than we do. Is that a good thing if I tell you at the beginning of the year, midway point, the Marlins have more wins than us? That would not be good, right? You'd be surprised.
I don't know that. I don't know, but they're a little bit further ahead in their rebuild. So I don't know that I've been surprised by that. I think they're about the same. There's a little bit of a the Orioles are the one that's troubling. Even though they're further ahead in their rebuild as well, they've been so bad, and they have just been red hot. You could see the future with the Orioles.
The Marlins have lost 3 in a row. They just got swept by the Phillies coming into this series today, and the Rangers are 8 games under, 41-49. Let's just give you a reset of where things are. In the American League West, you get the wild card. I'll take care of the rest of the standings. The Armpit leads the way. Astros are up 9 games in the West. The Mariners, the hottest team in the entire sport, winning 14 in a row. 14 straight. They're 9 games back still. They're 9 games over 500. The Rangers are 17.5 games back of the Astros. The Angels are 20.5 back, and the Athletics are 28 games back. In the American League overall, the Yankees are leading the way. They're 13 games up on the Rays. The Rays are 10 games over 500. The Blue Jays, who have already fired their manager, 7 games over 500. And then you have the Boston Red Sox, 3 games over 500. The Orioles, which we'll get to in a second, they're 500 exactly, and they're 8-2 in their last 10. The Twins lead the Central by 2. The Guardians are in second. Tony La Russa's White Sox are in third at 46-46. So that's where things stand. In the NL, the Mets lead by 2.5. The Brewers are up a half a game on the Cards, and the Dodgers are leading the Padres by 10. 60-30 for the Dodgers, and the Yankees lead baseball with 64 wins.
All right, wild card, Rays in the American League, 1.5 clear of the third spot at 51-41. Then the Mariners are a game clear, and then the Blue Jays hold that third wild card spot, and they're 2 clear of Boston. So you've got 3 other AL East teams right there within 2 games of the wild card. The Guardians and then the Orioles at 3.5 back. The Rangers 7.5 back of that last wild card spot.
All right. First half grade for the Rangers from the Tolos at 877-881-1053. What letter do you see the most popping up there?
C. C is the grade that is popping up the most. They're playing basically just average baseball. You know, like they're now, even though they're below 500, they're very inconsistent. You know, they'll go on a little bit of a stretch. They'll win, 7 of 10, and they'll lose 8 of 10.
Yeah.
It's just a very inconsistent kind of stretch. It's what happens to young teams, to teams that are in a rebuild. I didn't expect them to win 80 games this year. 73 was their number in Vegas. They're kind of projecting towards somewhere, just below that. This is what they are right now. When you have $500 million tied up in 3 guys, and 2 of them couldn't hit in April to save their lives, what'd you really expect?
I think we all agree that C is the fairest grade. I can't go C plus because they're 8 games under. They were sitting there close to 500. I could go C plus, maybe B minus, but ESPN.com came out with all their grades. They gave the Rangers a C. Are they going to make the playoffs? No. Do they still need a lot of help in the rotation? Yes. Are things going in the right direction? Remains to be seen. Seager and Semien picked things up after sluggish starts. Semien in particular was awful in April, 157 with no home runs. So we'll see where their final numbers end up before passing judgment. It has also been a rough go for some of the top prospects. Jack Leiter has had big-time control issues at AA, while Josh Young tore a labrum in spring training and is yet to play. Throw in the unknown status of Martin Perez. Is he going to be traded? Long-term deal. Is he going to be this good again? And the Rangers' future remains murky. You agree with a C?
I do. The future does remain murky. We don't know where they are and where they're going and who they're going to try to sign this coming off season, or some of the guys that are in the farm system that you thought were going to be, here by now or close to being here by now. Where are they? Josh Young had the injury. Jack Leiter can't find the plate. So there's murky waters around here. And now it becomes part of what this franchise is going to do. Are they going to, is the ownership going to allow them to spend another $500 million this offseason? Would you say at the moment that the return on investment was worth it for Semien and Seager?
No.
I would agree. I mean, they haven't played to a $500 million level. So if you're the ownership of this team, are you going to say to JD and Chris Young, hey, man, here's another $500 million?
Yeah. And you told us these guys would be worth it, although you knew you would have to overspend.
You had to overspend, and Semien was a guy that was a little bit older, that nobody else was going to go 7 years on him, I don't think.
Supposed to be a leadership guy.
Yep. Now, Seager had injury history. He hadn't really shown the injuries, which is good. So he had injury problems in L.A., but he was a very good player, and he had some upside to him, too.
Look, Seager's on pace to hit 44 home runs.
Yeah, he's not having a bad year. I mean, he is not. He didn't have the greatest start. Neither one had the greatest start to their season.
Problem is he's a career 290 hitter, and he's hitting 40 points below that.
That'll do it. That will do it. His
career OPS is at 862. This year he's 804.
I think over 800 is good, but for the kind of money you gave him, you want something like, I would want more like 900 OPS, and that's just. But 900 OPS, that's Juan Soto. He's in the 900s. In fact, his career low is like 920.
And his WARs with the Dodgers were 6, 5.6, 4, 3.7 last year. This year it's a 2.8. So,
yeah, 6 is good. I mean, 6 is tremendous. 5 is very, very good. You want to get above 4, above 5 if you can. And he'll probably, let's say 2.8 halfway through. I mean, he's trending towards that. But I think that you're going to come to a situation where the ownership's going to ask, well, did we get the ROI that we wanted on these guys? And if we didn't, then you're not going to spend that kind of money again.
Right.
And that's the problem with spending that kind of money, is that you sometimes get gun shy. You sometimes get a little bit timid for spending that money again, and that's what you don't want to have happen.
Playoff odds. What percent?
The Rangers? Oh, gosh. 3%.
3% on the dot. 3%. ESPN.com. What has to go right for them to contend? Their starters need to consistently pitch deeper into games. Ranger relievers have thrown the 8th most innings in the majors this year, and they need to play up to their competition as a whole. Rangers were swept in a 4-game series against the Red-Hot Mariners heading into the break, now 2-8 against the AL West rivals this year. They're also 3-8 against the Astros. So 2-8 against Seattle, 3-8 against the Armpit. Perhaps that's a sign this team is simply not ready to contend yet, despite the offseason splurges. Which prospects are vital to the future? The Rangers were the talk of the draft after taking Kumar Rocker, the collegiate arm who famously did not sign with the Mets. He joins Jack Leiter, former Vanderbilt teammates. But Leiter has a 6.30 ERA and has walked 30 batters through his first 50 innings in Double-A. Let me say it again. Double-A ball, he's got a 6.30 ERA and has walked 30 hitters through his first 50 innings. Rocker has compiled only a handful of innings in independent ball, coming off a minor shoulder procedure last September. Both are 22. They need to develop quickly while their new stars remain in their prime. Oh, man, those are some bad numbers for Leiter.
Yeah, not good. Not good. But look, I mean, he is pitching at a higher level than he ever has before. It's about adjustments. when you jump up leagues, a lot of times you'll have bad stretches. If he has a bad stretch this time next year, like if he's still, then there's cause to panic. If we're in the next season and or even let's just say like August, September. Let's go September. Late in the season, or early next year if he's not up here. Has a terrible spring, then you might panic. But now, I mean, just jumping leagues, I'm not losing my mind.